such an important show because it's really easy for all of us to get buried in the work that we have, and especially since we've committed to like a residential school. But it allows us to, be kids for once. Teachers say we spend our time doing stupid stuff like this, even though we came here for academics, but at the same time, we sacrifice a lot as students here, and I think this allows us to, let free.
This is a time for for all the major Asian cultures to express themselves, because we all have one for almost all the major ethnicities. So I think that this is a way to express, all the whole range of stuff in one kind of New Year.
So one thing that at IMSA that I didn't find at my old high school was that there's so many different people from all over Illinois. There's all sorts of, backgrounds, races, everything. And so this diversity, I feel like, is why Lunar is especially important to IMSA, because it's a way for other people who aren't as acquainted with the culture to get a little experience of it, while also allowing people who grew up with it to just be able to be proud and be happy and just do fun things with their friends that tie into that culture.
Because it shows Korean, Chinese, and Filipino culture to everyone at IMSA. It shows it to the parents that decide to come here, and then it gets students involved with such a big student production show. And I don't know, I think it's very important to know about other people's cultures and understand and then have fun with them with it too.
Well, I suppose it's just even through all our homework and stuff, it's still important to have fun and celebrate your heritage. So I suppose doing these culture shows, there's no better way to relax than to get on stage, do some dancing, eat some good food, have fun with some food. So it's a very worthwhile use of our time.
It was just celebrating something that we have in the world and appreciating different cultures and customs.
And I feel it's nice to know who you're hanging around with and the culture, because Lunar's, for me, it's really nice because during this time we're super stressed and everything, and we have a chance to learn about a new culture and because there's Korean, there's Chinese, and there's multiple aspects that we can learn from.
It feels really good to have your friends participate in things that are meaningful to you, even if they may not understand it the way you do. Someone who participates in just the Lunar show wouldn't have the same understanding as an Asian American kid who grew up with this tradition every single year.
IMSA is really diverse. So I think that it's important to recognize our diversity and kind of let out our stress by dancing and by engaging in all these different types of Asian activities and such. And also our parents can come watch too, so that's a plus.
Lunar it's a lot like Diwali. It showcases our culture, and maybe you don't know about our culture. Maybe all you think is for me it's just the K-pop aspect. But I think it sort of educates you, and it's not a boring presentation or anything. It's you actually get to participate in it, you get to be a part of it, and it's not just Asian kids doing it. And dance is a really big culture at IMSA, and we all get to dance at the Lunar show, and we also get to show our parents too, which is really fun. All cultural shows in general are just very open to whoever wants to join, and I think that's very unique, because you'd think coming to a Lunar Asia show that it would all be Asians, but I think it gives a new diverse aspect to how Lunar is set up, and from not only from the audience views, they think oh wow, this is an entire school involvement, and then I feel people learn a lot more through joining dances and going through Lunar itself.
It just allows people to explore different cultures through other ways other than history. It gives them an opportunity for food or dance.
I think all the cultural shows are really important at IMSA because they give us a chance to really work together and appreciate one thing, and in this case it just happens to be Lunar New Year.
I think Lunar is especially important for IMSA students because a great majority of us are in the cultures being shown this year as Chinese, Korean, and Filipino. And even though we love to be diverse in what we do, what we say, when we eat, everything, I think it's important to remind us that these cultures are a huge part of who we are, and we need to remember that and not let go of them.
It's a really pretty way of showing Asian culture, because I think it's not every day that people get to see like traditional Korean dances or like traditional like Chinese dances, and to like bring it to IMSA in such a like big and beautiful way, it really allows people to like see it.
I think it's another reminder of to be not just culturally aware, but also aware of these talents that people have and these acts that, like, there's a lot of things you don't know about people. Like, you know that maybe the stack board can dance, or you see these dancers in modern that repeat through multiple culture shows because they're so good at dancing. But you also see other talents like Amy Wong on the gujang, or you see on the martial arts performances from year to year, or Catherine Lowell performing Tai Chi, and you're reminded of like these more, not archaic, but more these older forms of like Asian culture that don't necessarily come up in everyday life because there's less room for it in our modern day lives.
And like Lunar, actually, like I believe Lunar represents all like the different communities at IMSA. So Diwali represents all the Indians, and like all the Indians, and like Lunar represents all the Asians. This is the one show that they can put together and like show their like talents that they have been learning like throughout like when they were little. And like there's Harambe and Alma Latina, which like shows their cultures too. And like at a normal high school, you wouldn't be able to learn all these like different traditions, but like at IMSA, you like by learning all of these, you'll like get to be a better human being, I guess.
I think it shows people that you don't have to just be Asian to celebrate Lunar. Anyone can celebrate Lunar, and yeah.
What I said before about after the show, or after really any cultural show, going out back into the world and being able to look at people differently, being able to look and know that what you saw is there beneath the surface of people who belong to that culture. Everybody has their own identity. Everybody has their own cultural identity. And knowing even if you're unfamiliar with their culture, you know that there's an entire other world beneath the surface, what you can't see. It's helped me to remember looking at people like, wow, people are so much deeper than you can even tell.
People to like try to not just attend another cultural show that isn't like maybe necessarily from your own culture, but also participate in them, because you learn a lot about, you don't necessarily learn a lot about like, oh, these are the exact traditions about this culture, but you get a feel for more of like what it's like to be in this different group, like see a view, like a slightly different take an ethnicity takes on their approaches to pop culture or to festivals or their attitudes towards storytelling. And it's, I think, a very interesting experience, and it helps teach you more about the world in that sense. So I definitely encourage people to, because these culture shows aren't meant just for, like, Lunar is not meant just for Asians, though a lot of our Asians participate in it. I think it's really important that other people participate in it as well, because there's no other reason we shouldn't share our own cultures.
Yeah, so as I said before, I think the show is really about, it's in a way, bringing people together to learn about a new culture, it's also about the students. That's what I think a lot of these shows are about. And I think it's just really important because it, takes us out of our stress, but also, introduces people to K-pop or like fan dancing and whatnot. And I think dance is a huge part of my life, and what I've learned about dance is the arts in someone's culture is one of the most important things about a culture, and I think it's very just as education. I think it's very educational to have people participate, in different arts of the culture. So.